Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. Hello everybody. I hope that I'm live right now. If you are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everybody. I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. I'm audible, visible and audible, no issues. Okay, that's great. So today I've changed the location from usually I take up the boot camp from my house itself, but today I'm taking it from the office that we have opened up for DevTown in Bangalore. So let's see how that goes on. I think so there shouldn't be any issues with the internet at any point of time, but if there is, please bear with it. Okay. So this is the first time that we are trying to take up a boot camp from somewhere else. Okay. Okay, great. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. So how was your day, guys? Please let me know. We're in Bangalore, so we have opened up our office in HSR layout, but we are planning to shift to Kormangla for the next month with our office. Currently, we have almost 50 people in the office itself. We are planning to grow it to almost 100 to 150 by the next month. So let's see how that goes on. Okay, great. So excited for today's lecture. That's great, VC Creations. I'm also very excited for our today's lecture. Okay, okay, great. So how was your day, guys? Like, is everything all right? Did you had a productive day? Okay, did you have the productive day today? Like, did you prepare for something? Did you study it properly? See, the point is like whenever you are having any kind of like a normal day itself, try to make sure that you are as productive as possible. Okay, at the end of the day you yourself will feel nice that okay, today is something that I did. Okay, these three things I've completed, I've checked it out of my checklist itself. Okay, so definitely try to do that. How was your day? So it was an amazing day, just disappointed right now. I really wanted to see the new movie that has come up, Brahmastra, but we were not able to arrange a single ticket so in any of the known cinemas. So I think so today we are going to go to a like a movie house or something like that to watch the movie. Let's see how that goes on as well. Okay, show your office. Sure, so at the end of the class, if you guys want, I will just take you guys up and rotate you through the office itself. It's if it's possible. I cannot guarantee you that, but I will try to make sure. Okay, okay. So hey, can anybody tell how can I mark my attendance? So, Bhaktawar Khan, just listen to me very carefully. Okay, I will be telling you guys in the middle of the class itself at any point of time where the attendance link is and when you can fill it up. So, if you are not paying attention to the class, if you're not listening to me properly at all times, you will miss out on filling up your attendance. Okay, so are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? I'll be telling you guys where the attendance link is, when it will open up, and when you can fill it up. If you are not paying attention to what I'm speaking in the class, you will never know where the attendance link is. You will never be able to fill up the attendance link. So please take care of it that you are able to listen to me properly, guys. Okay. Okay, that's great. So can somebody remind me what have we studied in our previous class, guys? Can somebody remind me what have we studied in our previous class, guys? You don't have to download any kind of software or any kind of app for this particular lecture. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Oh shit, Noob has called me an uncle. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not an uncle anymore. Okay. So we studied about print, we studied about variables, basic of Python. Okay, that's great. About GitHub. So we haven't studied about GitHub, but yes, we used it to get access to our notes. So we are going to continue from right over there itself, guys. Okay. So we are going to continue from right over there. So shall we start with our today's class, guys? Please let me know. Shall we start with our today's class, guys? Please let me know. Okay, so one more thing, that today's backend web development class was actually the Postman API class itself. So for those who haven't attended it, I will still suggest you guys to go to that particular bootcamp and attend it. See, that was our first collaboration with Postman for the backend web development bootcamp. In the future as well, we will try to make sure that we are able to have many more bootcamps via people directly from the industry itself. So if we feel that you guys are interested in the same, we'll definitely have that as well. Suzy is there, so although Satyam Bhaiya, Suzy is not currently present. So Satyam Bhaiya is one of our friends at DevTown as well, and he's an excellent person. So he's the marketing head at DevTown, so he's also there in the live chat. So a shout out to Satyam Bhaiya. Okay, so let's get started, guys. Let's get started with our today's class. Okay, so yesterday we looked at some of the rules that apply to naming a variable. Okay, right now what we are going to see, if you guys remember, I had two definitions. One was for a rule and the other was a convention. So yesterday we looked at some of the rules. If we are not following these rules, we will get an error. Okay, our code will not function properly. I will get a error at the end of the day. Okay, but right now what we are going to do is we're going to look at some of the conventions that are there related to naming a variable. Okay, because see, naming a variable is is a task. Okay, now a programmer, see, there's a concept within programmers that you need to understand. Whether I am writing a program, or let's say Isha is writing a program, or let's say unsubscribed gamer is writing a program, if all three people are totally different, I don't know Isha, I don't know unsubscriber gamer, they don't know each other as well. So but at the end of the day, when any third person, let's say Abhishek, okay, let's say Abhishek is looking at the code written by the three people itself, he shouldn't be able to tell that it has been written by three different people. Are you guys able to understand this? Are you guys able to understand this? Even if three different people are writing the code, a fourth person can never know, just by looking at the code itself, should not be able to understand that it has been written by three different people. You should feel as if it has been written by the same person itself. And that is one of the conventions that is there within the programming community. Of course, that is just not possible. This is a very like a hypothetical situation itself, that is impractical at the end of the day. But for achieving that, we have set up some of the conditions, we have set up some of the some of the conventions that we have set it up right over here. Okay, so anyone who is writing the program, okay, it should feel as if the same person has written the program itself. Okay, so right now we are looking at that conventions. Now, even if you're not following these conventions, your code will work absolutely fine. There will be no issues with your code. But any good programmer will consider you a noob. Okay, will consider you as a particular person who has no understanding about that particular programming language. Okay, so following these conventions is basically making sure that somebody is able to call you that, okay, this particular person knows how to program in Python. Okay, so that is why we need to understand these naming conventions as well. Now, I'm again able to understand that people like Simran and Rachna are using YouTube for the very first time. So let me just make it clear. If you're clicking on the video, then you will be able to see a gear icon on the top right corner of your video. From there, you can select the quality of the video itself and increase the quality of the video to 1080p or 720p so that you are able to watch everything clearly. I'm able to understand that you're using YouTube for the very first time. Whenever you're looking at Harry Styles video, or maybe for boys, you're looking at anime or something like that. I don't want to say anything rude, but at the end of the day, you know how to operate on YouTube. Okay, so this is something that you should be able to understand. People who are still not able to understand, just Google it. Okay, how to use YouTube. Okay, so let's continue from right over there. So the first convention that you need to follow while naming a variable is that you need to name the variable. Okay, the name of the variable should be short but descriptive. Okay, the name of the variable should be short but descriptive, guys. Okay, so for example, let's say that you want to take the inputs for the height of a tree. Okay, you want to create a variable that takes in the input as the height of a tree itself. So what should be the appropriate name for that? Okay, it cannot be just x or h. These are short but these are not descriptive. Okay, you cannot keep the variable name as x or h. These are again short but these are not descriptive enough. And the second is, you cannot keep the name of the variable as height underscore of underscore the underscore tree. This is a descriptive name. Okay, this is a descriptive name, but it is not short. It is just too long. So an appropriate name of the variable should be just height. Okay, the appropriate variable name should be just height. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Blank, I don't want to be rude. Please reply or acknowledge this. So why am I receiving messages to promote DevTown in my college groups? So Black, as I've already said, that DevTown is a non-profit organization. We do everything either for free or at cost, so that you guys are able to get the best that is there in the education field at either for free, just like these boot camps, or for the minimum amount of payment that we have to make to the instructors. So due to that reason, we don't have any budget. Okay, either we'll be spending on the instructors or on the operations team, so we don't have any kind of marketing budget for the same, so that we are able to keep on giving you these boot camps for free. That is the reason why we ask you that if it's possible, circulate the information about this bootcamp with your college mates. That is the reason why we ask you that. Okay, there's a particular person in the live chat, uncle of Aditya. Shoot him out. Okay, so let's continue from right over there. Also the Pythonic way. So the second particular convention that we need to know is the Pythonic way of naming the variable is using all lowercase letters and underscores to separate the word. Okay, all lowercase letters and underscores to separate the word. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, for example, now this is called as the Pythonic way of naming a variable. Okay, and it's also referred to as the snake case. Okay, so this type of naming the variable where everything is in lower case letters, along with that every word is separated by underscores, is called as the Pythonic way of naming the variable, or also referred to as the snake case. These are technical terms. There's nothing to understand about it, just to remember this particular terms. Pythonic way of naming the variable is snake case. What is snake case? Everything is lowercase letters separated by underscores. Okay, so you are having my underscore height is equals to 58, my underscore lat is equals to 40, my underscore long is equals to 105. As you're able to see, this is like the right way of naming a variable, so you'll never be able to get an error or something like that. Okay, the next thing is you are having the not a Pythonic way of naming the variable. So let us remove this. As you're able to see, it is having everything in longer, like in uppercase. This is not the Pythonic way of naming a variable. My and lat, it is having my and l, m and l as capital letters. This is not the Pythonic way of naming the variable. Even if I'm running this particular code, you are able to see that we are not getting any kind of errors. Okay, we are not getting any kind of errors right over here. Everything is still working absolutely fine, but this is not the Pythonic way of writing the variable name. If you are writing something like this, that basically means that you have no idea about what are the conventions. You are a bad Python programmer. You are a noob in Python programming. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Okay, one more thing. Some of the people have missed yesterday's class. For them, I will just explain it once again. Yesterday's class is still available. It is not going to be shut down. So you can go to yesterday's class, watch the entire class once again, and you can then fill up the attendance form whenever you get the time. Okay, so if you have missed the per day one class, please do that, okay, when this class is over. But from today onwards, if you are not attending the session live, not filling up the attendance form according to the time that I am saying, then you will not be able to get the attendance for that particular day. Okay, Great. So let's continue from right over there, guys. Okay. So let's say that you are having a rent is equals to 1700. Okay, initially I've declared the rent as 1700 right over here. Then I'm increasing the like, so Pythonic way is a suggestible thing. Okay, so Pythonic way is something that people suggest, okay, that this is the way that you should be writing a Python code. Because like I said, we need to make sure that there's a like a uniformity that is being maintained throughout the same. Okay. Okay. So right over here, as you're able to see, initially we have rent is equals to 1700. Then we are changing the rent to 2000 rupees. So what do you think is the current value of rent, guys? What do you think is the current value of rent? Please let me know. What will be the current value of rent, guys? Can you let me know? 2000. That's absolutely clever. So this is called as overwriting the variable. Okay, this is called as overwriting the variable. What is happening right over here is the original value, that is 1700, is getting lost in the memory. You cannot get it back. Once you're changing it to 2000, the original value that was stored inside the rent, that was 1700, is getting lost. Okay, is getting lost within the memory, and this is called as overwriting the variable. The technical term for doing this is overwriting the variable. Okay, so as you're able to see down below, okay, when a new value is assigned to a variable, the old one is forgotten. Okay, the new value is assigned to a variable, the old one is forgotten, and this is called as overwriting the variable. So these are just technical terms that you need to remember for the purpose of your interviews itself. Okay, because there they will directly ask you what is overwriting a variable. You need to answer them. Okay. Okay, great. So the spelling is overwriting. Okay, as you're able to see from right over here, the spelling is overwriting. Okay, overwriting. Okay, great. So the next thing that we need to look at is, let's see right over here. So early on the price was 1700. Next we have changed it to 2000. Then we are adding rent is equals to rent plus 700. Okay. So we are increasing, we are incrementing the value of rent by 700 rupees. Okay. We are increasing the value of rent by 700 rupees. Now the exact same thing can also be written as, okay, the exact same thing can also be written as rent plus is equals to 700. Both these lines have the same meaning. Okay, both these lines have the same meaning right over here. So rent is equals to rent plus 700 and rent plus is equals to 700. Both the lines have the exact same meaning. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. So this basically means the exact same thing as the above line. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. The guy is able to understand this? Please let me know. So now as you're able to see, just putting up a hash in front of a line of code comments it out. So what do you mean by commenting in normal English? What do you mean by commenting in normal English, guys? Can you guys let me know? Can you guys let me know what do you mean by comment in normal English? Like in normal English, I'm not talking about anything related to programming. What do you mean by comments in normal English, guys? Can you guys let me know? To comment on something, to describe something, to tell an information about something. Okay, so these are all something remarks about something. So that is basically commenting. Okay, the same way in programming as well. When you're writing a lot of code, sometimes you don't want to just talk to him. You don't want to just like write some code or something like that. You want to tell some information about that code. So this is what I've done right over here. Okay, so that is how you use comments. Okay, so right over here I've commented this particular line of code just by writing a hash in front of it. Just by writing a hash in front of it, I've commented this particular line of code. Now this is not a code. your Python compiler will not be looking this as a line of code. It will just skip it. It will treat it as normal English. Okay, this has been treated as normal English right over here. Okay, just a remark. It is not code. That is what Python is understanding. So right over here, if I'm running my code, you're easily able to see that we're just getting rent plus is equals to 700. That is 2700 right over here. Now this is done to make sure that you are not just like rent is equal to rent plus 700 just looks a bit tedious. Okay, to just shorten it, we write it as rent plus is equals to 700. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Great. Similar to that, you can change it to like, let's say, multiplied equal to. Okay, that basically means your rent is equals to rent multiplied by 700. Okay, you can change it to rent is equals to rent minus 700. Okay, rent minus is equals to 700 means rent is equals to rent minus 700. Similar to that, you can have like rent divided by equal to 700. That means rent is equal to rent divided by 700. So you can change. Okay, you can change the arithmetics to whatever you want. Okay, whatever you want. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So what do you mean by that hash? We know, like I said, it basically means that you are commenting that particular line out. That is not a code, that is some information, some remark that you are putting it out as. So that that line won't work as a code. Okay, a Python will just ignore that line itself. Okay, great. Let's move further from right over here. Now we are going to start learning about data types in Python. See, there are a lot of different data that we have already seen in Python. For example, when we were dealing with hello world example. Okay, if you guys remember, when we printed hello world using Python, this is something that is called as a string. This is a separate data type in Python. Then you are having your 7 plus 2 or 7 into 2, that is a separate data type in Python. That is like an integer. You also dealt with, for example, right over here, when you are having rent is equal to rent divided by 700. If you are running this, it gives us a number that is not quite an integer. So there are different kinds of data that exist in Python, and right now we are going to look at those different types of data itself. Okay, okay, Aditya, let's find you out. Guys, I'm hiding my screen for a second or two. Okay, give me a second. So I know that my screen is totally blank behind, so don't worry about it. Okay, so I have that understanding. Okay, do not worry about the same. Just remove him. Okay. Okay, so let's continue from right over here. The next particular thing that we have to see, Aditya, I'm warning you for the very last time. If I'm deploying my team on you right now, I'll find out in which particular college you are in, and I'll make sure that you're getting rusticated from your college. Okay. See, when 36 companies are hiring from us, I have friends all over these companies. I'll make sure none of them are visiting your college. Please try to make sure that you are not making a fuss in the live chat. I want students to study right over here. There's a lot of efforts that goes on behind each of these classes. This is not something that I'm doing for money. I like teaching. That is the reason why I'm here. But if somebody is going to irritate me, then I'm going to make sure that I'm able to make his life a hell. I'm warning you for the very last time. Okay, so let's continue from right over there, guys. We were discussing about data types in Python. Okay, the first particular data type that we are going to study about is integers and floats. Okay, so we have already seen integers and floats. Integers is something that we already know from our mathematics background, that these are just numbers. Okay, negative and positive numbers that are there, and that is the exact same thing that goes on in Python as well. Okay, so let's see right over here. Sometimes when you deal with integers, so 3 and 2, both of them are integers itself. Okay, Ayush Varshe, like I've already said, today was the last day of the backend web development bootcamp. That was the Postman API that has been sent to all the groups. I think so you have missed out the class itself. Moving on from right over there, so 3 and 2 both are integers, we know about that. But when we do 3 divided by 2, as you are able to see right over here, we get a number that isn't quite an integer. This is called as floats, or floating point number in Python. The full form is floating point number and the short form is float. So all the decimal numbers that you will see, 3.14, 1.5, 2.56, all these are called as floating point number. All these are called as floating point number itself. Okay, let us look at that right now. So for example, we are having a is equals to 3 right over here, and you are also having b is equals to 2.5. Okay, these are the two numbers that we are assigning to variables called as a and b. Okay, and what we are going to do is we are going to print the type of a. So type is again an inbuilt function in Python that basically tells you the type of a particular object in Python. So the type of a, what is the data type of a, guys? Integer. What is the data type of b, guys? Float. Okay, so that is what we are going to do right now. Okay, so print type of a, as you are able to see, that will print as integer. Okay, int, that is the short form for integer, and type of b, that is the float, that is the short form for floating point numbers. Are you guys able to understand? Like I said, type is an inbuilt function in Python that is basically used to tell us the data type of any object in Python. Right over here we are having two data types, that is integers and floats. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Ishiti Jain, sir, Postman session API was good. So we are planning to make up more sessions like that in the future as well. Let's see how that goes on. I'm planning a lot of different things for you. I've asked my friends as well. We have planned podcasts for you with people directly from the industry, like MDs of different companies, founders of different big startups. So let's see how that goes on. I hope that you guys will be able to get a lot of knowledge from this. My only job is one thing, whatever suggestions that you guys are giving. So one of the feedbacks was you guys want a boot camp on stock and trading and everything. So like that you can start in college. So one of my friends actually working in KPMG, he's an excellent trader, and so I have invited him. So at the end of this month we will be having one boot camp, one session for you guys related to stock markets and trading and all those kind of stuff. Even if he has some time, I will ask him to show you guys some algorithmic trading. Okay, you have understood Python, so you can use algorithmic trading right over there as well. So all these different things I'm trying my best. Okay, there's a lot that is currently going on. But see, guys, anything that you guys want, let me know. Okay, because feedback is extremely important. Without feedback, I won't be able to understand what you guys need. Okay, great. So like I said, there are two particular things, two particular data types, integers and floats. Integers basically means numbers, whole numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. Floats are basically decimal numbers. All your decimal numbers that are there, 3.14, 1.5, that are called as floats or floating point numbers itself. Okay, so let's continue from right over there, guys. Okay, the next thing that we want to focus upon is how to convert an integer to a float and a float to an integer as well. Okay, these are the two things. So I will be asking you guys about your feedback at the end of today's class. So please be patient. I won't be able to look at it right now. Okay, but at the end of today's class, I will definitely ask for your feedback as well. Okay, do not worry about it. So right over here, like I said, okay, how to convert a float into an integer and how to convert an integer to a float as well. Okay, so right over here, as you're able to see, to convert, so 3, okay, 3 is an integer. Are you guys able to see this? 3 is an integer. To be able to convert it to a float, what we have to do is we just have to write float in front of it, put 3 into a brackets, that's it. That is how we'll be able to convert 3 to an, that is an integer, to a float. Okay, now converting an integer to a float is extremely simple. Okay, converting, okay, I need to open up the paint. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so it's working pretty slow today. So right over here, when you are having an integer, let's say 3, you want to convert it into a float. Okay, you want to convert it into a float. What you have to do is you just have to add 0.0 at the end. Okay, that's it. That is how you are able to convert it into float. As simple as that. Any particular number is there, 26, 267, that is an integer. You want to convert it into a float. Okay, it will be 267.0. Okay, similar to that, if there is any float, okay, let's say 26.5 or 26.1 or 26.97854, any kind of float is there, any kind of float. If you want to convert it into an integer, whatever is present after a decimal point, you just remove it. All these will be converted to 26. This is not rounding it off. This is not rounding it off. This is called as truncating it. Okay, you're just removing everything that is present at the end. You're removing everything that is present after the decimal point. Okay, you're truncating it off. You're not rounding it off. This is called as this is how you are able to convert a float to an integer itself, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Tom Matthews, can you share the syllabus or shorts for this bootcamp? No issues in that, Matthews. I will just tell you orally itself. We'll be starting out with Python. Once we have understood the basics of Python, then we'll be starting out with a bit of AI. What are the different types of AI? How does AI can be classified and all those kind of theoretical concepts. Then we'll be starting it off with directly with we'll be understanding some algorithms that are there in AI, and then we'll be using it for creating a bot that will be able to play tic-tac-toe. That is your cross and zeros with you, and the chances of it succeeding will be 99.89% or something like that. Like almost every single time it will try to win. Okay, so that is the basic thing. We'll be creating an AI. That is the project that we'll be working on, that will be able to play tic-tac-toe with you. That is cross and zeros. Okay, great. So let's continue from right over here. To convert a float to an integer, okay, to convert a float to an integer, as you are able to see, any kind of float is there, you just have to write int in front of it. As you are able to see, if I am running this particular lines of code, you are able to get 3 is getting converted to 3.0, okay, and 28.9 is getting converted to 28. 0.5 will get converted to 0. If you want to convert 0.5 to an integer, anything after decimal point will just get removed. Okay, into float, like I said, if you want to convert an integer to float, you just have to add 0.0 at the end. Okay, you just have to add point, so 3 will be converted to 3.0. It's as simple as that. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. So please make a bootcamp on data structures. So I've already planned a bootcamp on C++ and data structures in the future, so you don't have to worry about it. Let's continue from right over there. Okay, so this point is extremely important, guys. Okay, this is something that you guys won't be able to find in any course. Okay, this is something that I have learned over the experience and by reading books about Python. So this isn't something that will be covered in any kind of course that you are doing. Okay, and this is something that is going to be asked to you into your interviews as well, because it is a very less known fact among the students. That is the reason why I'm telling you guys this particular point. This is extremely important from the perspective of interviews. Okay, so keep this in mind. and please try to understand it. Even if you are not able to understand it, at least try to remember this particular point itself. Okay, so another point that you need to keep in mind is that floats are an approximation to the number they represent. That is, for example, let's say that when I'm writing, so let me just reframe the sentence. First of all, you need to remember that floats are an approximation to the number they represent. Even if you're not able to understand anything further than this should be engraved into your heads. Okay, now what do I mean by that particular statement itself, guys? Let's try to understand it. Okay, when I'm writing 0.23, it is getting saved in the memory as 0.23000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000 to the number they represent. Okay, so it is getting saved in the memory as an approximation to the number they represent. There's a reason behind it as well that we'll be discussing right now. But are you guys able to understand this? Alpha LNS, the notes for this particular class is in the description of the day 1 video. Okay, so the yesterday's video for this particular class, you can go to the description for that. You will be able to find the notes right over there. Okay, are you guys able to understand this point, that floats are an approximation to the number they represent? That is, if I'm writing 0.23 inside of Python, it is getting saved in the memory as 0.230000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000 Okay, it's not exactly, but I hope that you are able to understand. This is an example, guys. Okay, so now let's try to understand what is the reason behind it. So whenever you divide two numbers, let's say you are dividing 0.23 divided by, so before understanding the reason, let's first prove this out. Okay, you shouldn't trust me directly. Okay, if I'm saying something like this, you shouldn't trust me directly. You don't know me. I could be like just showing off in front of you, and this is just not true. You don't know that. So let's first prove this. This is our hypothesis. Let's prove that this is actually what happens. So what we are going to do right now is, let's see right over here, we are going to add 0.23 30 times. As you are able to see right over here, we are going to add 0.23 30 times right over here, guys. Okay, and according to us, it should be equal to 6.9, guys. Am I right? Anupana Chauhan. Okay, why 1.3? That 1, 2, 3 at the end, because that is just an example. It is so small that we also don't know exactly what is being saved in the memory. That is just an example right over there. Okay, just like I've selected 0.23 as an example, just like that 1, 2, 3 is at the end as an example itself. Okay. Okay, so as you're able to see right over here, 0.23 added 30 times. What should be the value, guys? 0.23 added 30 times. What should be the value, guys? Please let me know. 0.23 added 30 times, guys. What should be the value? There are 2.5 thousand people live with us. I want to know, guys, 0.23 added 30 times. What should be the value? 6.9. That's absolutely clever. I also find that as to be true according to my knowledge as well. But when I'm checking, so what I'm doing right over here is, this particular operation is going to check whether the left hand side is equal to the right hand side or not. Okay, the operation that I'm highlighting right over here, as you're able to see, this particular operation basically checks whether the left hand side is equal to the right hand side of or not. If it is equal, if the LHS is equal to the RHS, you get true as the answer. If the LHS is not equal to the RHS, we get false as the answer. But so when I'm running this particular line of code, you are able to see that we should be getting true, but the answer that we are getting is false. We should be getting true, but the answer that we are getting is false. Okay, no issues in that. We'll just check what is the answer that we are able to get. We'll just remove this. Let's add 0.23 30 times and let's check what is the answer. So the answer that we are able to get is 6.900000000000006. Okay, we are getting something that is greater than 6.9. Although all these are just 0.23, all these are just 0.23. Okay, when it is added up together, it should be equal to 6.9, but it is coming up a little bit greater than that. Why is that the case, guys? Because floats are an approximation to the number they represent. By adding 0.23 30 times, you're also adding this 123 at the end 30 times. You're also adding 1 2 3 at the very end 30 times as well, and that is why the answer is a little bit greater than 6.9, and hence we have proven up our hypothesis that floats are an approximation to the number they represent. But why is that the case? Why is Python doing this to us? Have we done something wrong to Python? No, the answer is pretty simple. We want to maintain this number of decimal points in Python. Whenever you are having a calculation, whenever you are dividing two numbers or multiplying two decimal numbers itself, Python wants to maintain something that is called as precision. That is, up till how many decimal points you are able to get an answer. Okay, right now we are discussing the reason behind this, guys. Okay, Python wants to maintain something that is called as precision. Okay, Python wants to maintain something that is called as precision. What is precision, guys? It is basically up till how many decimal points are you able to give me the answer. Okay, up till how many decimal points are you able to give me the answer? Are you guys able to understand what is precision, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand what is precision, guys? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand what is precision, guys? Precision is basically up till how many decimal points are you able to give me the answer. When I'm dividing two numbers, when I'm multiplying two decimal numbers, up till how many decimal points are you able to give me the answer? Due to that reason, to maintain that many number of decimal points, okay, to be able to maintain that many number of decimal points, Python stores its floats as an approximation to the number they represent, so that it is able to give you an answer up till that many number of decimal points. It is able to give you an answer that is up till that many number of decimal points. This is the reason why Python stores its floats as an approximation to the number they represent, and this is something that is unique in Python. In no other language this is something that happens. Okay, it is just unique in Python to be able to give you that many number of decimal points as the answer. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. See, I will explain it once again. Okay, there's something called as precision. Okay, Python wants to make sure that it is able to give you an answer up till n number of decimal points. Okay, as many number of decimal points as possible. It wants to give you the answer up till that. Okay, this is called as precision. How precise is your answer? To be able to give that, okay, Python needs to store that many number of decimal points. It is, if it is just storing 0.23, it is just storing 0.23 multiplied by 0.23, it will never be able to give you an answer that is up till 4 decimal points. Okay, it will be able to give you an answer that is up till 2 decimal points itself. So let us add multiply both of them together. Okay, if you are multiplying both of them together, then Python, if it is not doing this, then 23 multiplied by 23, what is it? 46, that is 529. Okay, so that is 0.0529. Okay, but as you're able to see, this is just 2 decimal points, this is just 2 decimal points, so the answer will also come up to be 2 decimal points, 0.5. That would be the answer. So Python stores 0.23 as 0.23, so that it is able to give you like up till 4 decimal points of answer as well. That is called as precision. That is called as precision. So to maintain precision, Python stores its floats as an approximation to the number they represent. Now I will give you a googly right over here. Most of you are Indians. Some of you are from outside India as well. So in India, we consider cricket as a religion itself. There's one type of bowling that is there in cricket that is called as a googly. Okay, it goes into one direction and then suddenly changes its direction itself. So let us give you a googly right now. I'm removing 0.23 added 30 times. I'm just multiplying it by 30. 0.23 multiplied it by 30. Okay, I'm doing 0.23 multiplied by 30. What should be the answer, guys? What should be the answer, guys? Can you guys let me know? 0.23 multiplied by 30. What should be the answer, guys? Should it be exactly 6.9 or should it be little bit greater than 6.9? Should it be exactly 6? The question is, should it be exactly 6.9 or should it be little bit greater than 6.9? What do you think? Just answer this, exactly or greater than. Okay, right? One of these two words in the live chat, guys. Exactly or greater than. If you feel that it should be exactly 6.9, right? Exactly. If you feel it should be a little bit greater than 6.9, right? Greater than. So many of you are writing greater than right now. Okay, because that is what we studied. But let's see the answer. Let's see the answer. The answer comes out to be exactly 6.9. What the fuck did happen right over here? Okay, we studied this much. We studied floats are an approximation to the number they represent and all these kind of shit. And then, sir, like you are something wrong at the end of the day. You are writing this, Shaurya, you are wrong. You are not studying it properly. Okay, you're not teaching properly. What is this? So the point is that although floats are an approximation to the number they represent, but Python is also having a brain. Okay, it has some optimizations that it has made in place right over here. See, what happens is, let us see this. When you are adding two numbers together, let's say 0.23 plus 0.23 plus 0.23 plus 0.23. Okay, so maybe you are able to see that both of these numbers are the same, so you make an optimization, you add it to be 0.46, but right now you are not able to see that you are again adding the same number. Right now you are adding 0.46 to 0.23. These are two different numbers. Okay, these are two different numbers. So you are even adding up the 0.0000123 at the end as well. You are adding up the 0.0000123 0.0000123 at the end as well with each other. That is the reason why there is no kind of optimization that is possible in addition. But when you are having just 0.23 multiplied by 30, Python knows that you have to add 0.23, the exact same number. Okay, the exact same number 30 times. Okay, you want to add the exact same number 30 times. So Python does an optimization. Okay, Python does an optimization right over here that it ignores the approximation. Okay, after adding it up, it ignores everything after the decimal point. It ignores the entire like approximation that it has taken up, and that is the reason why instead of getting like something a little bit greater than 6.9, you're getting exactly 6.9, because Python is able to achieve an optimization right over here, because it is able to figure out that you are using the exact same number. You are able to use the exact same number. So this is an approximation that they have. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. So Python is able to figure out when you are adding two numbers together, Python is not able to figure out that you are adding the same number itself. Okay, you are not able to adding the same number itself. It is not able to have any kind of like optimization right over there. But when you are multiplying it, it knows that you are adding up the same number again and again, and that is the reason why it is an optimization. Python is able to use an optimization right over there. Okay, if you're still not able to understand it, just remember one of this stuff, that in Python, okay, your floats are an approximation to the number they represent. If you're still not able to understand, because we cannot waste any more time right over here, if you're still not able to understand, you can just like rewind it back, watch it again to understand it, or just remember that in Python, floats are an approximation to the number they represent. Okay, let's move further from right over here. The next particular data type that we are going to learn about is the Boolean data type. Along with that, we are going to learn about the comparison and the logical operations as well. Okay, so let us try to understand this right now, guys. Okay, so Guys, only 47 minutes have like we have only have like 47 minutes to the class. Like you guys want to study, am I right? Like, at least for 15 more minutes. At least today, let's have a 1 hour class, guys. You guys are not tired, am I right? You guys are not tired, am I right? Nobody's answering me. Like, are you guys not tired, am I right? Dude, I just got 20 answers out of like 2.5 people. Okay, nobody is tired. Okay, great. So let's continue. So we are going to learn about the Boolean data type. Now, this is a data type that most of you have already studied actually inside of your school days itself, not even college. I'm not even talking about college. Inside of your school days, that is in physics. Do you guys remember the AND gates, OR gates, NOR gates, XOR gates? Do you guys remember that? Please do let me know. Okay, do you guys remember that? The NOR gates, XOR gates, OR gates, AND gates in Python, guys. Sorry, in physics, guys. Okay, so the same thing, okay, these ones and zeros, the trues and false is what is known as the Boolean data type. Okay, it is called as the Boolean data type itself. Bool, that is the short form for Boolean, is another data type that is commonly used in Python. Bool is short form for Boolean, that represents the two values, that is either true or false. So in Python, you don't refer to it as ones and zeros. So when we learned it inside of our physics classes, we learned it as ones and zeros itself, but right now you refer to it as true and false values. Okay. So let's see this. To create a Boolean value, you can just write like, make sure that the T and F is capital. Okay, this is the syntax, this is the grammar, guys. Okay, so make sure that the T and F of true and false is capital, and that is how you are easily able to create your Boolean data itself. Okay, that's it. With Boolean, you have only two data, either true or false. Now there is something called as logical operations. Okay, you can perform Okay, so you can perform some logical operations on data itself to get Boolean results. Okay, you can perform logical operations on data to get Boolean results. Let's see right over here. So is 3 greater than 1, guys? Is 3 greater than 1? Please let me know. Is 3 greater than 1, guys? Can you guys let me know? Is 3 greater than 1, guys? Please let me know. Yes, so you'll be getting true as the answer. As you are able to see, you are able to get true as the answer. Similarly, the other logical operators is like greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. Okay, equal to. This is also a logical operator that we saw, which checks whether the left hand side is equal to the right hand side or not. So 3 is 3 equal to 1, guys? Is 3 equal to 1? No, 3 is not equal to 1. So this will give us false as the answer. If you want to check, is the left hand side not equal to 1? Okay, so exclamation mark equal to basically means, is the left hand side not equal to 1? Okay, is the left hand side not equal to 1? So yes, 3 is not equal to 1, so you will get the answer as true. Okay, you will get the answer as true right over here. So this is called as logical operations. Okay, this is called as logical operations that give you a Boolean result. Okay, the next type of operations that is there, as you are able to see, are your comparison or okay, that was the sorry, I'm very sorry about it. These are called as comparison operations. Okay, these are called as comparison operations. Okay, less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, not equal to. These are all comparison operations. Okay, your AND gate, OR gate, these are all called as logical operations, guys. So I'm extremely sorry, I got like mixed up with the words itself. Okay, so right over here, as you're able to see, rent is 1,200. Okay, rent is 1,200 right over here. So is affordable is equals to rent greater than 1,000 and rent less than 2,000. First of all, we'll replace rent by 1,200. both the places. Next thing is 1200 greater than 1000. So this is a comparison operation. Okay, is 1200 greater than 1000? Yes, so that would be true. Okay, that will be true, true. Okay, similar to that is 1200 less than 2000. Yes, it is less than 2000, so that is also true right over here. Now you are having a logical operation, guys. You are having a logical and operation, so having true and true. If you guys remember, if on the both the ends of and that is true, the value for this particular logical operation, that is the logic gate, will be true, guys. Okay, so the final answer should be true. Okay, the final answer should be true. So let us check this out. Okay, let us check this out if it is correct or not. Let's run this, and as you are able to see, we are getting true as the answer. Okay, we are able to get true as the answer. This is an example of using comparison operations as well as logical operations together. Okay, similar to that, you are having the not operation, not logical operation as well. So whatever is present in the brackets. Okay, learning hub, sir. I'm in university and I'm currently starting on Java, and I find it syntax difficult. Can you do a bootcamp on Java? Your way of teaching is wonderful. Okay, I was going to like read it as awful. So we already have a playlist on Java on our YouTube channel for free. You can definitely visit it and look through it as well. Yeah, Rohan, I'm currently in a bootcamp. Okay. So not operation. Okay, that is basically what will happen is whatever the operation is. So this is something that we know that this is true. Okay, so it will change it to the false. Okay, it will make true to false and false to true. Okay, true to false and false to true. So right over here, as you're able to see, if I'm running this particular line of code, you will get false as the answer. You will get false as the answer itself, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Can you explain the difference between logical and comparison operations? Sure. So logical operations are basically your and or not operations. These are something that you have already studied in physics. Your and gate, or gate, and nor gate. So these are called as logical operations. Whereas your comparison operations is basically it compares two values to give you the result. So they are greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, not equal to, equal to, equal to. These are basically comparing two values to give you the result. Okay. Great. So let's continue from right over there, guys. The next particular data type that is there inside of Python is the string data types. Okay, it is the string data types. So we have already learned about string data types as well. Hello world, if you guys remember, anything that you're putting up within quotation marks, okay, whether it be double quotation marks or single quotation marks, is called as a string. Why a string? Because it is a string, just like a thread. It is a string of characters. Okay, just like you are having a string of pearls that makes a necklace, similar to that, you are having a string of characters that make a string. Okay, so that is the reason why we call it as a string itself. Okay, so right over here, as you're able to see, you can use double quotation marks as well as single quotation marks to create a string itself, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Okay, so one more thing, guys, I want you guys to, so before giving you the attendance for today, okay, before giving the attendance for today, okay, let's try to make sure that there are 2.5 thousand people live with us. Let's take up the number of likes to 2,300. Okay, can we do that? Can we do that? Please do let me know. Can we take up the number of likes for our today's class to 2,300, guys, before giving you the attendance? Okay, so string Rishita, like I said, okay, after the time that I'm explaining strings to Rishita, she was not able to understand it. Let's take up an aim to get to 2,300 likes, guys. Okay, so string is basically you're having characters, okay, SHAPEAI, anything that any kind of characters, whether it be like spaces, whether it be numbers, whether it be some special characters that you're putting up inside of a double quotation mark or a single quotation mark is referred to as a string. Is referred to as a string, guys. Okay, that is the meaning of string. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Okay, guys, we are at almost 500 likes away from giving you the attendance link for today. Okay, let's try to make sure that we are able to reach 2300 likes, and then I will share the attendance link with you guys. Okay, great. Why string used in Python? For example, if you want to write hello world, how would you be writing that? Okay, the hello world example, print hello world. Okay, you need to write strings in Python. If you want to save your name, how will you save your name? You need strings. How will you write any kind of text? Using strings itself. The strings is extremely important at any point of time, guys. Okay. Only basics of Python is going on. Yes, before starting on with AI, because in AI we'll directly be going into programming. If you have no idea about how to basically understand the basics of Python itself, how are you going to code the entire stuff? Because creating an AI that is able to play tic-tac-toe, that is crossing zeros with you, there's a lot of code that you're going to write. Okay, and writing that code is going to be tough. So we want to make sure that the basics is like very clear with you guys. Okay. Okay, so just listen to me very carefully about the attendance link, guys. Listen to me very carefully, guys, about the attendance link. Please listen to me very carefully about the attendance link. I won't be repeating it again and again. Okay, so please listen to me very carefully about the attendance link. The attendance link is in the bio of the DevTown Instagram channel. Okay, so if you are able to watch, so this is the video that you are currently watching. Okay, let me just show it to you guys. This is the current video that you are watching, guys, right over here. Okay, if you're going to the description of this particular video, as you're able to see right over here, just zoom in a bit. Okay, so you are able to see that we are having this particular connect with us on Instagram. Okay, connect with us on Instagram. So you can just click on this particular button. It will open up Instagram for you. Okay, and you will be able to see the link in the bio of this particular page. For those who don't have Instagram, you can open up it in an incognito tab, and you will be able to access the form as well. Okay, for those who don't have Instagram, I'm very sure that everybody has an Instagram account, but still, if you're not having an Instagram account, you can just pause the video, take up a screenshot, open it up on like an what do you say, an incognito mode, okay, inside of your desktop, and you will be able to see the form link from right over there. Okay, so for those who don't have an Instagram account, like I said, you can open it up inside of your desktop on your incognito mode, and you will be able to see it right over there. Okay, you have to mark the attendance within the next hour. Okay, by 9 o'clock we will be closing the attendance link. Okay, by 9 o'clock we'll be closing the attendance link. For those who don't have, listen to me very carefully. Okay, do not type it out in the live chat. Okay, if you are dumb, then only type it out. Like I said, listen to me very carefully. For those who don't have an Instagram account, you can open it up, the same thing, in an incognito mode. Okay, you will still get the access to the link without an account as well. Okay, I'm making it very clear. So if you are opening it up on the Instagram account, you will be able to see the link in the description of our page. Okay, in the bio of our page itself. So you can just click on the form. It will open up the form, and you will be able to fill it up, guys. Okay, as simple as that. As you're able to see, the form is working absolutely fine. There's no issues. 240 people have already filled up the form itself. Okay, 240 people have already filled up the form. For those who haven't, okay, for those who haven't attended yesterday's class, I'm still telling you guys, okay, you can still attend yesterday's class. There is the attendance link in that. You can still get the attendance link right now and fill it up. Okay, so please, those who have not attended day one, watch the video again, fill up the attendance form. Okay, please. Yes, Ishiti Jain, we give it to everybody. Okay, like I've already told you guys, we have our own placement still, we offer it to everybody. Okay, it is there on the DevTown account, guys, not my account, DevTown account. Please make sure that you're going to the DevTown account, guys. Okay, not my account. Want to connect with me? My account is also there in the description, but go to the DevTown account itself. Okay. Okay. Now, the class is over, but if you guys have any suggestions for any kind of boot camps that you want to see in the future, please let me know. Sir, can you take up a boot camp on Java? Sure. In the future, I will definitely try to make sure that we are able to have a boot camp on Java as well. Okay. Do not worry about it. Game development and graphic designing. So we can have a boot camp on graphic designing. We have an in-house graphic designer, Kanish Sharma. So I think so he will be able to take up a boot camp on that. Okay. So the first 4 days we are going to spend on Python itself, clearing up the basics of Python. The fifth day we will be spending up on AI and the algorithm that we are going to use. And the sixth and seventh day we'll be writing the code for our AI. Okay, we'll be building the AI that is going to play tic-tac-toe with us. Okay, it will be as simple as that. So recently I went to Goa and I don't know why, but I bought like 5, 6 t-shirts like this. I just loved the vibe of these t-shirts. So I'm unlike this. I'm not a kind of person who wears usually these kind of t-shirts itself, but I don't know why I liked it because I think so I'm a little bit fat. So like a open t-shirt is something that I like right now. Okay, yes, guys, the class is over. If you guys want, you can leave. Okay, do not worry about it. I'm obsessed with blockchain development. See, my suggestion to you guys will be very simple. Cybersecurity, blockchain, game development, consider these as a hobby, not something that you're planning to do as a career wise itself. The number of jobs in these fields are pretty low right now. Okay, and pretty like even if there are jobs, it's like way like it's paying you very less. So consider these as always a hobby, something that you want to just learn for yourself. You're not going to get a job inside of it. Okay, because I have been like placing almost 800 to 1,000 students every month. This is the statistics that I'm able to tell you guys. Okay. Stock market, like I've already said that we are going to have a boot camp, a session via one of my very close friends on our channel very soon. Okay, so I've already like talked to them and they have said that after Diwali or after Navratri, they will be able to have the boot camp, guys. Okay. Can you teach hacking? So we actually had 2 boot camps on ethical hacking as well as cybersecurity. Like we had 3, 4 boot camps on these topics. So if you guys want, we can have more number of boot camps as well. Okay. Cloud computing, surely we'll have a boot camp on that. Okay. Okay, so let's end the class right over here, guys. We'll meet tomorrow once again, and we'll have an amazing class going on, entrepreneur bootcamp. So I'm not the right person for that. Okay, still I've not started any kind of startup or something like that that's profitable. Or everything that I'm currently doing is a non-profit. But yes, in the future we have planned to bring on founders from Furlenco, Dunzo, Startup Huts, and other companies as well that is currently doing like great in the market right now. We have also talked to Karan Bajaj sir, who is the founder of White Hat Junior, that if they are available at some point, they will be coming to our podcasts so that you guys are able to interact with these people as well. We'll also be bringing in people like MDs, managing directors from Accenture, Infosys, Google, Samsung, who will be joining us in our podcasts, and you guys can go ahead and ask questions to them as well. So we have planned a lot of different things for you guys. Let's see how that goes off. Okay, and we'll try to make sure that we are having an amazing time moving further, guys. Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. We will meet tomorrow at the same time and we'll have an amazing time moving further. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys.